What's up? How's it going? Sorry, it took me a while to get things started. I was having a little slow technical difficulty with the YouTube description. Things are going pretty good now, and hopefully the rest of the stream goes well. I've got to get back in this groove. It has been quite a while since I've been on some Final Fantasy XIV, so hopefully tonight we can get back into the groove of things. Tomorrow night, I will probably do one more Final Fantasy XIV, but after that, starting Wednesday night, I'm going to be switching between Final Fantasy XIV and Fallout 76. It's going to be switching back and forth between the two throughout the week or weeks. I'm very behind as far as the relevance of Fallout 76 Wastelanders, and I definitely got to get back into that groove. So the next 2 days is going to be Final Fantasy XIV for sure, and definitely some more Fallout 76. Also, this is a nice place where we can talk about Final Fantasy VII Remake spoilers now. I've also finished it. All those streams are on YouTube. A few of them are still uploaded on Twitch. I know they recycle some videos as it goes, but definitely worth checking out if you haven't played the game or have thought about it, or just want to know the story. It's a great game. So tonight on the menu, I'm basically just doing some weekly things that I haven't been doing. I haven't been on here in almost a month. Just been really trying to get into the grind of Final Fantasy VII Remake, so I really need to get back into the groove here. I'm just going to dabble with the Gunbreaker tonight. Mainly tonight's mostly about getting back to my summoner. I was doing a really good job getting him all geared up. I mean, and got to 477 and kind of quit. So hopefully it all does work out pretty good, and we'll just go from there. Of course, the first thing I've got to do, as I always usually have to do, I've got to get some repairs. I got to go to the Gold Saucer. What time is it? Yeah, it's perfect time to go to the Gold Saucer. Almost time for the next gate. What my goal really is to just basically be caught up with everything before the next patch comes out, which could be a while, you know, thankfully in some ways. Definitely have a lot on my platter. I actually did not go downstairs. I haven't been on in a while, and sometimes when that happens, jumping back in here, the other free company members have switched up some stuff. It looks pretty good though. I don't think much has changed. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a trip to the Gold Saucer really quick. Oh man, I'm gonna be a little rusty. I haven't done a gate in it's been a little bit. Leap of faith. You know I'm gonna do it. Karumi! Well, how's it going, Karumi? Glad that you could pop in here. Hopefully you've been doing good. Ooh, classic. I'm gonna do so bad. It's been a while. Here we go. Okay, we got one over here. It doesn't look like there's one up there, so I'm not even gonna go that route. Is there one over there? No. so many tall people. Makes it so hard. Oh, how did I miss that one? Ah! That seemed like such a good strategy at first. Okay, I don't think I missed any down through there at this point. Whew. Okay. I love to play the angles when I play this. During Leap of Faith, sometimes those weird little camera angles. Sometimes they're your enemy, but sometimes they're your best friend in this. My hardest flaw, basically, or biggest flaw, is usually triangle button mitigation, trying to get my jump going on. Sometimes I press it way too hard, and sometimes not hard enough. And I either fall all the way to the beginning. Well, yeah, that's usually worst case scenario. Okay, no more over there. One more silver, we got all the bronze. And it's questionable if I'll even try to get the gilded. It's usually how I am with it. It usually feels like a trap. Where's that silver? Right there. So where's the gilded on this one? I don't... Ah! Okay. Well, we'll see. What are you doing, Choco? Being rambunctious. Oh man, this is tough. Focus. Oh, that was almost to the beginning. Whew. This game is gonna make me have a heart attack. Oh my goodness! Gotta jump a little bit farther right there. It's a little bit farther than what I keep pressing the button for. Oh, don't play it dumb, play it safe. I wonder what the point of going that way is. It just looks like there's more pegs. I don't know how that would be any easier. Still got a little over 5 minutes left. There we go. A little less this time. Oh, jeepers. What's up, Sith? How's it going, Tim? How was the weekend? I haven't been streaming the last few days. After beating Final Fantasy VII, I decided to take like a small streaming break. I was just so into it, and also I've had a very long week, and I am like super tired. Even the start of this week. Really glad to hear from you, Tim, and hopefully you're doing pretty well. Hopefully your Tuesdays, oh my gosh, is going good for you. I'm doing pretty decent. I'm just very tired. I was supposed to start back to work today, and I ended up having to take the day off to like do some work on my car. And so I'm just like very tired. Like even over the weekend, I didn't really like. I wasn't streaming, but I wasn't taking it very easy either. I was doing a lot of painting and stuff like that. So I'm just like very tired. Where's this other silver? I thought I saw it somewhere. Now that I'm up this far, I don't see it at all. I'm somehow... Oh my gosh, there it is. Oh, I wish all these tall people would leave so I could jump over there and get it. Like, the more tall people there are around areas like this, being a lava fill, it is so hard and so easy to misguide that jump. Just like that person did there. Okay, I got this. Whew. So spicy. That was all of them. Now time to just finish. Good deal. What's up, Riz? You're a bit tired too? No, it's totally fun. I understand. Again, I'm very tired. I'm gonna be streaming for a little while tonight. I'm not necessarily gonna cut it early, but I'm not gonna stay on too late either. So, Riz, how's it been playing through the Heaven's Word material? I'm still super stoked that we're getting flying in a Realm Reborn areas. Oh, it's a much needed thing, for especially in the areas like when you're playing the story, when we actually do have a patch drop and you're trying to like just go back through the older areas to get to the story where you actually, usually places around Mordona and stuff like that. Typically not the place you'd need flying the most, but it definitely helps, especially if you gotta visit even older places, which isn't often, but happens. It's nice, I feel you. It's nostalgic. Oh wow, so you just like one hit everything? Are you still like level 80 running through the Heaven's Word content? That sounds insane. I'm guessing you're doing like the new game plus type deal. At least you get to recap on a lot of that story. It's something I need to do again sometime. It's been a long time since I've seen a lot of the old Heaven's Word story and stuff like that. I bet it does feel really nostalgic. Oh, I was hoping it was a 10,000. We didn't get that great. We got like, what, 360, I think? 119, and then 80. What was the other one? 360, 119, then 80, yeah. It's not too bad. So, Rez, you want to run some roulette content? It's cool if you don't. Or maybe run a raid or something. I haven't been on in a while, so I'm just like itching to do something. Especially here with the summoner. It is the new game plus. Yeah, I actually haven't tried any of it either, Tim. I need to. I shouldn't say made us fall in love with the game, helped us fall in love with the game. The game's fantastic. I kind of want to do a raid. I feel like it's like the best way to get me back into the groove of things, but at the same time, I also feel like, I don't know, it's like the one way I'm gonna die the fastest. Okay, let's give it a whirly durly. I wonder if anything is specifically asking for a DPS. No, I should have known. Mostly tanks and heals. Let's see. Wonder what the odds of getting into the copied factory would be. We could do Edenverse stuff. Jessica, hello. How are you? What would you rather do, Riz? Copied factory or random Edenverse stuff? I kinda would rather do copied factory. Gosh, Edenverse, it's been so long since I've done any of that stuff. I don't even remember all the mechanics if I'm not honestly thinking about a lot of it. I don't really mind either way. Hey, thank you so much, Jessica. I do love the factory, actually, even though I die a lot in there. It's hit or miss, honestly. I'm a summoner, so I'm squishy no matter where I go. Honestly, I've been really wanting to do more of this, just because the closer we get to, like, the near prequel game, remake master, whatever, I'm really wanting to play that. And there's also a mobile title that I'm gonna be quite honest, sounds and looks pretty amazing. Yeah, we could do that. I mean, it's not gonna be too long until we get, well, I shouldn't say that and knocking on wood after saying it. Hopefully it won't be too long until we get the next part. 12 minutes could change, doesn't sound too bad. I need to actually switch over to the Gunbreaker while we wait, and it wouldn't hurt if I did some Beast Trap quest stuff really quick in the meantime. So let me do that really quick. Gunbreaker and then the Fisherman. Hopefully it won't take too long. Why did I come to Mortsuk? What was I thinking? I know where I have to go. That's how rusty and tired I am. I know I had to go to Ledaran, and I still came to Mortsuk. What is puppy chow? I feel like I know what it is, but at the top of my head, I can't think of it. I hate that for you, though. I always hate when I have something that I'm craving, like in my mind, and I go to make it, and then I'm missing that one ingredient that's supposed to just, like, be the center of it all, or at least make it all come together. Again, you know, there's no reason to read any of this stuff. Like, I've played every single one of these quests like so many times, even if it's a little rusty. They're usually just like very quick. Which quest is this? Is it the... Oh, yeah, it is. I see him now. Shake cereal with melted chocolate and peanut butter. Oh, yeah, I know what it is. It's been a very long time since I've had that. So long I didn't even... Actually, I don't know if I've ever known what the name was. It's been a while. That does suck though. Maybe it'll still be good with like peanut butter and chocolate. Yeah, that's a combo that's it's uncanny. Such a good combo. Oh, there it is. Choco's not even out. I have not, Jessica. I want to get to it eventually. The next things I'm going to be working on is getting a little bit more caught up here in Final Fantasy XIV. And next after that's going to be doing some Fallout 76 stuff. The new Wastelanders DLC's dropped and I've not even had the opportunity to touch it yet. So, for now that's going to be what I'm working on between the two. I want to do Persona 5 The Royal. Not really sure when exactly I'll get to it though. I do know that throughout this year, when June comes out, we're going to be doing The Last of Us Part 2. And things are just kind of like up in the air around there. I don't really know what's going to happen before or after. Definitely going to be still playing 14 though, but I'll get to it eventually though. I definitely want to play it. Oops. That's not what I meant to do. Good deal. Getting yours on your birthday or Christmas, I feel you. I'm not sure when exactly I'll play it. It will be this year though, I promise. I would really like to get back into the whole Persona stretch again. It's been a while since I've actually played any Persona. Well, Persona 5 was the last time actually. Okay, it doesn't seem like much longer. It looks like we got a few people waiting with us. Time still hasn't changed. Knock on wood that it doesn't. Azunami! Hello. I'm doing pretty decent, and how are you, Azunami? Yeah, I bet the plushies are cool. I always like getting collectible stuff like that from video games as well. Normally, plushies isn't my go-to. I've got like, one around here somewhere, from Final Fantasy. But I usually like getting a lot of those action figures or, like the play arts figures when it comes to like collecting stuff like that. Or art books. I have a lot of art books from video games. But I'm an art junkie. Jazz, how's it going? Hopefully, you're doing pretty good, Jazz. Hopefully. Oh man, I'm more tired than what I thought I was. Can't even talk correctly. I have a cousin that is building a gaming PC right now that wants to get into World of Warcraft so bad, which I don't hate on. If you've watched these streams for a while, I was a huge World of Warcraft fan, played for years. Never streamed it, so you never missed that. But I played it for years, like literally years. Started in high school, played till years after high school. But you know me, I'm a Final Fantasy junkie, and I've been trying to talk my cousin into playing some Final Fantasy 14 instead. Obviously it's to no avail. I can understand though. For a long time, when I was playing World of Warcraft, the only other MMO I would play was Guild Wars. And, I don't even play that anymore, but I know what it's like having that, I don't know what you would call it, that urge to just want to play an MMO, and, yeah, you know, having World of Warcraft to be a go-to. Not really. I'm playing, Gunbreaker. But it's not the main goal tonight. It's just, dabbling, mostly. Trying to get it to level 80 eventually. Finally got to level 71, around the last time we were playing. It's close to level 72, though. I don't know why I went Summoner. I gotta be Fisherman here. Glad that you're doing okay, though. You love Guild Wars 2. I actually never played Guild Wars 2. I played the first Guild Wars, but never Guild Wars 2, and I wish I would have. Because, I mean, I really did love Guild Wars when I was playing. And I love a good MMO. There's only one other MMO that I played it for a little while, but it was the fastest. Well, it's two, really, but the one that I'm talking about the most, like, did anybody ever play Perfect Worlds? It's not bad, but it's not that great either. I don't know. That was one that I got out the quickest out of all of them. I liked it for a little while. I really liked the classes and races that you could pick in the game to play as. The diversity was just awesome. But yeah, as far as Guild Wars 2, still on the fence. I know how you feel. Like, there's parts of me that'd like to get back in the World of Warcraft 2. The biggest thing for me is just not wanting to pay for multiple MMOs, monthly subscription. I understand completely, Azunami. It's a big thing. As far as like PS4 MMOs, other than Final Fantasy 14, I played a little DC Universe for a little while, and that's okay. It's fun for a little while, but it's not my favorite either. I don't know. Final Fantasy XIV, it feels so many gaps as far as like a craving for a good MMO. And I've got my PC here as well. Like Temtem, I was playing through that for a little while, which I will be eventually getting back on the Temtem this summer as well. I'm just waiting until they add new content. They've added a little bit more, but nothing that's like wanting me to come back right now. It's just more of the side park adjustments, and it's basically like their version of a Safari Zone if you didn't watch any of their streams. And like, nothing to the story. No new parts of the story come out till like this summer, so I'm just kind of like waiting it out till this summer to play it. Maple Story? You love that game. Talking to your friend about that last night. Maple Story? I dabbled with it in high school, but I didn't really play it that much. Honestly got in trouble because when I mean dabbled, I played it just a tad bit. The newest part, like, is it Maple Story 2 or is it a whole new expansion? I think it might be a whole new game, but I'm not completely sure on that. I was watching Mr. Happy play it a while back. It actually looked pretty decent as far as the game goes. A lot different from the original. I remember the original seemed a lot more platformer-like. And I think, if I'm thinking of the right game. Like I said, I used to dabble with it in high school. I used to actually get in trouble for playing it in high school because I would download it onto public school computers because I knew all the access codes. I even I'd download like emulators and ROMs on there as well all the time. Used to make my teacher so mad. Maple Story 2 shut down recently? Really? Indivisible. I actually have not heard of that game. Oh, about MMOs. I feel ya. But yeah, why did Maple Story 2 shut down? That's pretty crazy. It looked, honestly, like a better version of the original Maple Story. I figured they'd be doing good for themselves. But to be honest with you, I do wish that there were more console options for MMORPGs. Just more options, period, to an extent. I think a big thing is about it, a lot of people don't ever want to have to pay those subscriptions to play these games. Which, I mean, I'm not ever gonna say I don't not understand. Huh. Well, it's not what I needed. Good deal. One more fishing spot. Honestly, I think the thing I like about MMOs so much is the fact that there's just so much that you can do in an MMORPG. It's a mix of how many things you can do, how many people there is to, like, have content to play with, and then on top of that, as well, you know, being a streamer, it's a lot better to be able to interact with a lot of the people. And I'm not a big competitive gamer fan, you know, like, you never see me play shooters on here, and to be honest with you, probably never will. I mean, to an extent of, like, Fallout 76, you know, obviously. That's about as far as that'll go, which is kind of just another version of an MMORPG. But I mean, there might be some that happen to get on the channel. You never know. But it's not going to be too many. It's usually just not my go-to as far as things go. Indivisible is a fighting RPG. Each button controls a party member, and you chain combos. It sounds interesting. I do like a good fighting game. That is something. I may not be a competitive shooter game. I'm hit and miss on my racing games. But fighting game, I mean, honestly, I just restarted playing through Injustice. I've been wanting to play Injustice 2, but I couldn't fully... Like, I've been getting, like, details of DC Universe Online and Injustice, the original game, mixed up as far as, like, the story goes. So I really wanted to replay through Injustice, so I bought that, and I bought Injustice 2. I've been trying to make my way through there. Like, a lot of you know at the beginning of this whole craziness we're all having to live through right now, I actually bought Mortal Kombat XL and then Mortal Kombat 11, and I beat them a lot faster than what I thought I was going to. And I've been like doing a lot in Mortal Kombat 11. I'm taking a brief break from it because I've nearly ran it into the ground for myself playing it nearly every day. And wanted to get some of that kind of same feel out there because I do like a good fighting game. But you know, I wanted something kind of fresh. Injustice kind of feels the same way. It's made by, you know, basically the same people in Warner Brothers Studios, but it has superheroes in it, which I am a big thing into as well. I like a good superhero story. But yeah, I'm a pretty big fighting video game fan. You like Overwatch, but it's more of a MOBA? Yeah. I mean, there's like... I wish I could remember a MOBA I used to play. I don't really play too many of those either, but yeah, I know what you mean. Just certain things I have exceptions for. And yeah, I mean, to me with like shooters, I'm very hit and miss. If there's a good story and something that keeps me playing, I can be a part of it. Like, I'm a huge Fallout fan. But, just anything that's too competitive, I just, Although I will admit, I did like, Titanfall when it came out. Titanfall 2, I never played the original, but Titanfall 2, it had a great, like, story. Oh, so many awesome things about Titanfall 2. That one I did enjoy. I even liked playing online with that game. That's another random exception. I don't have any of them now. Hopefully it doesn't take too much longer to get in here. Yeah, I know what you mean as far as like some fighting games. Like a lot of controllers these days have mods to them that can help out people in fighting games a lot. Which is a weird thing. People are actually cheating. I don't know if any of you watched in Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's not a spoiler, but there's something called a pull-up challenge in it. It is exactly what it sounds like. It's a pull-up challenge. There's people that actually spammed it by switching their controllers out for like I can't remember the name of the controller, but yeah, people just switched out their controllers and played with like is it a gamepad? I don't know, but yeah, people were. I guess you can't call it cheating if that's the means to do things, but yeah, a lot of people were definitely getting around the game's challenge by switching controllers. That is poop. We were there! Gosh, it completely reset and there's like nobody in it now. Oh, that sucks. That's kind of what it's like on MK11 right now. A lot of people are playing Spawn. And Spawn is a... I don't know how you can explain Spawn. He's basically... He's a brute force up close, but a little slow. But he also has a whole, like, roster of ranged attack abilities. And it doesn't matter if you're very close or very far away from Spawn in Mortal Kombat 11. And everybody's playing Spawn at that, too. Like, everybody online is playing Spawn. And it's just... it's pretty irritating, to say the least. There we go. But yeah, I know how you feel about that, Rez. I feel you, Aussie. I mean, everybody likes their thing. I like JRPGs as well. RPGs, JRPG. That's my biggest thing, and my guilty pleasure is a good fighting game. But only if it has a good story. If there's no good story for me to play, like Jump Force... I kind of feel you on how that was, Rez. Like, I'm gonna finish it, but the story for Jump Force is it's like a watered down story. You can tell it was mainly meant to just be a competitive fighting game, but they had a story mode in it where you can go through and unlock more characters, but it's basically a rinse and repeat every single time. It's like, oh, this guy's here, fight him, join you, or not. Just like an endless cycle of the same thing over and over. Again, I'm gonna finish it because I do enjoy a good fighting game, and I like the fact that you can make your own character. That's pretty cool too. But as far as like Jump Force goes, it lacks a lot of good story quality content that I usually play for. And as far as like getting competitive with them, usually it's just me doing like local gameplay of like friends or something like that. Smash. I like old Smash. I still haven't got a Switch, so I haven't played any newer Switch games, but I guarantee the new Smash Bros is amazing. Smash Bros. But yeah, I bet it's very good, for sure. Gosh, it feels so crazy. I haven't played any of this content in so long, and it feels so weird. Like, I know what you were talking about, that rusty feeling earlier, as I'm definitely feeling that right now. It's very, very, very rusty. When videos... Yo, when does the next raid drop for Nair? It's still gonna be a little while, unfortunately. Like, it's probably gonna be like in, I don't know. It's not gonna be immediately in the next patch. I wish it would be, but it's not gonna be immediately in the next patch, I'm sure. I mean, it could be, though. I don't really know. Like, you know, just like everywhere, Japan still going through the same craziness the rest of the world is as well, with the quarantines and, you know, the mix. And Yoshi P actually had a video drop not too long ago with a live letter explaining how they're still moving along with things, and I was really happy to hear about that. And I think most of us were that follow the content and everything, but it is going to be a little bit slower. So we don't really have any real date when the next bit of things will come out. Just a rough estimate about what portion, what time in the next patch it will come out. Some people think it'll be like mid-patch notes, and you know, then it's, you know, in the mixed reviews of us thinking, you know, a lot of us hoping anyway that'll be in the next patch, but doubtfully it'll probably be in the next like mid-patch section. I'm a little sad and scared though. Like, we know that like this next patch, when it drops, they're ending the Shadowbringers story to get us ready for like the next actual expansion, which will probably be dropping like next year. And I'm honestly legitimately nervous. Like, to know what's gonna happen, but being scared about what's gonna happen and the direction they're wanting to go to end Shadowbringers. Oh man, like it's not gonna be too long, or at least hopefully not. I was standing in the wrong spot. But yeah, hopefully not. But again, none of us really know the exact date of anything like that when it's going to be dropping. I'm just glad also that they're working on the Nair prequel game. And again, like I mentioned earlier, the mobile title, it actually looks really good as well. There's a nice trailer that's out right now with just a little bit of the gameplay. Worth checking out. I don't know if it'll be a battle game or an adventure game. It kind of looks like it might not have any battle anything to it. I could be wrong though. I mean, it doesn't look like it, but even if it was just an adventure game, that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, it does look very nice, and I'm very, very happy to see something like that actually come out. I'm wondering how they'll utilize a lot of the elements in it, and it does look like a virtual joystick style game. So I don't know. I'm really curious about it, how it's going to go. I don't really know anything other than what I've seen in trailers. They haven't really released a whole lot in the description of the game and what it's going to be like. Does look amazing though from what I've seen. Oh yeah, I definitely trust Yoshi P as well. My fear isn't if the next patch will be good. My fear is just what they'll do they kind of like, they have a formula that they work with in these games, well, this game and its expansions, beginning to end, that I've noticed, where it's kind of like things go your way and then somebody vital to the story does, and we know who it's gonna be, per se. I mean, we pretty much know who it's gonna be, but I don't know, I feel like there's gonna be a twist. There's always a twist in a game like this, in a story like this, in this game. And that's the part that makes me scared, the twist. The not knowing part. And us getting so close to the end of such a great story and great expansion. Oh, that twist is what's just, it's in the back of my mind and just scared me, you know? With the whole situation. Yeah, it definitely is. Most of them are having to work from home right now, Tim. So that's a big thing. That's one of the reasons why it's going to take a little bit longer to come out than any of us had initially planned, even, you know, the whole dev team, of course. But we'll get it eventually. When we do get it, it will be some good quality content, as promised, and I'm sure it definitely will be. And like you said, you know, it's crazy Tom, but as Ozunami said, Yoshi Peace, we're in good hands. Be shattered if you know who ends up dying in the conclusion of Shadowbringers. Yeah, I know how you feel. It's definitely gonna be. We kind of already know it is gonna happen, and it's just one of those things. Kanzaki, hello. I'm doing well, yes, definitely, and hopefully you are as well. I'm glad to be back and playing Final Fantasy XIV, trying to get back into the groove. Oh, I definitely don't want anybody to die, Tim. Like, I literally want nobody to die. So I know exactly how you feel. That's the thing about the formula in this game, that they pull at your heartstrings and they make you fall in love with all these good characters, but that's the part that usually always gets me the most. When they work you so hard to fall in love with a character that just... I mean, I'm hoping it doesn't happen, though. Oh, jeepers. Yep, I didn't make that one. Shit. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you, Tim. We can just hope it doesn't happen. You know, obviously, too, you know, you gotta think that everybody will be like in the dev department, we'll be standing at a standpoint on what's actually best. Unfortunately, it's the only way to put it, but what's substantially better for the game. And if they think that there's anything too drastically bad that would affect their sales, you know they're not gonna go too far, too hard. So that's one thing to actually have a lot on, you know, kind of about in the back of your brain. One of the people I've been mostly like hinting on is the Crystal X art kind of thing. Like, we know what's gotta happen. Daru, hello. How's it going? Jeepers. That's the situation Naughty Dog is in, unfortunately, with The Last of Us Part 2. Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm glad that we actually have a release date for The Last of Us 2 now, though. Something more promised, more set in stone. For now, I mean, it's always subject to change when it comes to video games, but I'm glad we at least have a better outlook on when the game's coming out for The Last of Us 2. I'm still very excited to play it. Oh, jeepers. Oh, jeepers. Ah! Good deal. Which expansion would you say is your favorite, Ton? I like Heaven's Ward a lot as well, to be honest with you. Like, there's a lot of nostalgia to it. But man, if I actually had to pick a favorite expansion, I don't really know. Almost like I forgot how in the world to get off of this thing. Gosh, a favorite expansion. Seriously, how do you get off this thing? I forgot. Do not remember. I'll just wait. Eventually, somebody will trigger it and I get to teleport. I don't know. It might have been Shadowbringers, to be honest with you. Like, don't get me wrong. I really like playing through. There we go. Now I remember. You jump down the giant hole in the center. Stormblood was really good, but Stormblood felt very political, and I did like jumping in with Heaven's Ward. Oh, I didn't jump in its pure relevance. I enjoyed playing through it a little bit more than I did Heaven's Ward. I did enjoy Heaven's Ward, I did. I loved it, believe me. I loved it. I've loved every expansion in this. But A Realm Reborn, just, it had such a keen, good story that drew me in, and A Realm Reborn did. And A Realm Reborn just had loads of fills. But then Stormblood came in, and I love Stormblood as well. I'm not saying anything bad about it, again, nothing like that. But I felt like it was even more political, so to speak. And again, nothing bad. I've enjoyed all of it. I love the story. I love the gameplay. I love the changes. I love, you know, everything about this game pretty much. Not really anything bad can be said about it. And just to spice it up, though, it's probably a nostalgic with a new part of the video game and love for the changes and the turn that they made that I just never expected to happen. But it's probably Shadowbringers and then the A Realm Reborn story. It was just so good to jump into this game, find a place that felt like a Final Fantasy playground that drew me in and made me love this game so much. But, you know, outside of that, it would definitely be probably Shadowbringers, though. It brought a whole new feel to this game, which I'm hoping is something that they can do with the new expansion, next expansion, I should say, when it does come out. I know a lot of people are already predicting that we're basically getting Stormblood Part 2 because the Stormblood story never ended, and they basically just kind of like throughout this whole expansion, they've just built upon it even farther. And, I mean, in a lot of ways, I could see it happening as well. It's basically Stormblood Part 2. It's definitely going to have a better name than that, but, which, you know, I'm still going to play it. I know I'm going to love it still, but it seems to be what the next direction of things could be going, especially given that most of the story outside of anything in Shadowbringers as we played through it was in the original, like, Stormblood areas, and outside of that, and the end of all that stuff. I do like the fact that we're getting an end of an era, though. So, you know, a lot of people also think that we're about to get to the next or the actual calamity of the video game, which is another thing as well, which is exciting and scary to think about. Yeah, I mean, I can understand that, though. Like I said, it just felt so political to me, so it is just one of those, like, it was good. Could it have been better? Well, I mean, if they would have pumped the brakes on just, like, politics and war talk, yeah, it'd have been a lot better, but, again, I mean, I'm not saying anything negative about it, because, I mean, I already want to do what Rez is doing right now, going through that whole new playthrough of it all, just to, like, relive the story. Part of me wants to wait a little bit, though. I know that they're about to just, like, revamp the whole story for the next expansion, which is just crazy to think about. They're taking some things out, making some things more like you have to play through the Crystal Tower now, which I like that. I like that a lot. It's just they're making something that looked and felt like that it was just like a load of content that was just like there for you to play if you wanted to rather, like, they're clearing the story up, you know, paving the way to the story of Stormblood. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I love every expansion that I've played in this game. Like, this game is amazing. But I do have my favorites, if I had to say it. Like, I really do love Shadowbringers. Like I said, it has brought such a new feel to this game, and I just felt like it was so great. It was something that this game definitely needed. Shadowbringers was your favorite. I don't blame you. Shadowbringers, it was amazing, and I still love it. They added so many good things in this expansion that it's just hard not to like it. Ooh. Ooh. Almost died there. So far, so good. It's been a pretty decent run in here. I mean, knock on wood, you know, nothing bad happens. That tank jumped off right before we got launched. Shadowbringers is your favorite too. It was a great expansion, like I said. I honestly feel like there was so much that this expansion added that this game actually needed. Not that it was lacking anything, just the things that they added were that good. Plus the tie-ins and the things they chose, like the Near Dark Apocalypse, that was just such... Like, that was something none of us were even asking for, and they still gave it to us. It seemed like one of those brand new toys when you were a kid on the shelf. And you know you want it, but you know, you can't ask your parents for it, because even if you do, you're not going to get it. But then all of a sudden, one day, you don't even know what you did. You just came home from school and it was sitting right there on the table in front of you, and they just say, hey, I got you something. And you look at it and you're like, holy shit, nuh-uh. And then it's kind of like how a lot of the content in Shadowbringers felt. Definitely a really, really good expansion. I'm really glad we all got to play through it. I'm really hoping that the end of the story and era that we're in with it all just isn't too big of a tearjerker. Oh, jeepers. Run! Ah, jeepers. Oh, I might die. Maybe not. Whew. I don't know. Oh, jeepers. Ooh. Oh no 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 no! Getting spicy. Good deal. One of the things I really can't wait, we pretty much know we're getting more Hildy in the next patch, and gosh, we are due for some more Hildy. Badly. I don't even remember the last time we had Hildy bring quests. It was a spicy run, no kidding. It started off strong, then got very spicy. More Hildy would be awesome. It has been way too long for sure. Oh. Holy jeez. There's only been a little bit, honestly, as far as Hildy goes. Like, we haven't had any real Hildy content in a very long time. Last thing we had was the whole generation with him and gosh, there's kind of some spoilers to it. I don't want to really talk about to anybody that hasn't got in on it. But yeah, it's been a very long time since we've had any Hildebrand. Basically, the best way to put it has been since Yojimbo, and like that's pretty much it. Oh, how pleasant. Oh, I never want to be caught in that. Or that, for that matter. I'll wait till after this mechanic here. This is a big place to just whop, so. Good deal. Ah, shit. Messed up that last part. Oh, it made me waste my Phoenix. I wasn't looking up. Didn't make it. Saw that one coming. I was way too far away and had to get to the other side of the arena. Waited just a little too long before I ran over there. I got close, but obviously close doesn't cut it. It's okay. Good deal. I wonder if the other minion dropped. I've only seen it drop once. Like I've seen the minion I have now drop like almost every single time, but I think this is one I've already got it, but I don't know. Yeah, I've already had it, so we can go ahead and get a leave going on. That was fun. I will say though, I've been on here for a little bit, so bear with me. I gotta take my first restroom break of the night, and I'll be right back. Jeepers. So, Riz, you want to run some more content? I don't really want to do another raid, but I wouldn't mind doing a, I don't know, doing a couple things with the old gunbreaker. Basically, what my goal right now here in Final Fantasy XIV is trying to gear up my character to get him ready for the next patch. I don't want to be behind. That was a big thing with this, pretty much this whole patch this time around. I was been like playing catch up just from playing so many other games on the stream, from like Tim to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and you know, even now with Final Fantasy VII Remake. Just doing things like that, it kind of like slowed me down this whole patch. And I'm trying to avoid that when the next one does come out. I actually want to be up to par, right there, ready to run a lot of the newer content, which I basically was anyway, but there was a few things I had to just like kind of play catch up with, so really trying to avoid that mostly. Let's do it. Nice. I'm gonna switch to the gunbreaker. And this is the one I really got to get back in the groove with. Like the summoner, you know, it's not too bad. The gunbreaker, on the other hand, now that's the one I've really got to get back in the groove into. Let's see what needs tank right now. 50, 60, 70 dungeon. Trials. Oh, definitely not doing that. Hey, Alliance Raid actually needs DPS. At the risk of how long it might... nah, not right now. I want to in a way so bad. But nah. Actually, I'm curious. Would you actually want to do this, like this right now? The Alliance Raid? I'll go ahead and sign us up for it. If you don't feel like doing it, it's fun. I can, I just, it actually is helping me out with my goal. Again, my actual goal is just gearing up the summoner and dabbling with the gunbreaker. And then after this, I could be on just a tad bit longer, and I could do a little bit of the other things, maybe do some trial and a dungeon roulette. But this seems too good to pass up. A DPS actually needed on the Alliance Raid. Go for it. Sounds good. But it sounds almost too good to pass up. DPS needed for the Alliance Raid. That's all good, Tim. I definitely understood. And yeah, hopefully you can catch me tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, I will be doing another Final Fantasy XIV stream. Wednesday night, I'm going to be hopefully getting in touch with Minato. I know he's been doing a lot of Final Fantasy XIV and mostly Final Fantasy VII Remake as well. So I may end up going at it alone, which will be okay. The biggest thing is I really want to get into Fallout 76. There's a huge chunk of the story that's been added to it, the Wastelanders DLC, and it feels and looks and sounds like my brother's played it, and he already told me it feels more like a real Fallout game now. And I am very stoked to do that. And I'm very far behind. It's been out for like almost 2 weeks now. So I really want to get on that. So tonight and tomorrow will be Final Fantasy XIV streams, but Fallout 76 will be on Wednesday night. I'll be talking about that briefly at the end of this stream tonight, and then tomorrow throughout the stream as well. But oh, I'm so stoked about that. Oh man, what if we get factory again? Hopefully we don't. We'll see though. I mean, I really hope we don't. But we'll see. Jeepers. I didn't really think about that. Mainly I'm wanting to do it for like the tombstones, honestly. Gosh, now you got me like just afraid. We're number 4 on the duty finder. I'm hoping it's just like really old content. That way, it's just something we can just like breeze right through. So, Rez, have you actually have you done anything new at your place lately? Same old. Take it easy, Tim. Have a great night for sure. Yeah, honestly, that's another weird part where we are with the Shadowbringers expansion. As good as it is, we are definitely due a new patch, and I feel like a lot of the housing content is kind of in that same suffrage. I don't want to call it suffrage, but there's not much of another word for it. Do I need any repairs right now? I could survive. Number 3 on the duty finder. Gosh, now you just got me so afraid. I really don't want to get that again. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd run it. Ugh. I wouldn't want to, though. If we do end up getting it again, hands down, I'm not going to be able to do anything else for the night. It takes so long to get through there. It's just because it's so relevant still. Which, I can't say that, but it's the only way to put it to say it. Like, it's not completely relevant, but at the same time, you can't really say it's completely not relevant either. And, oh, wow. Talk about a time. Mostly when I say talk about a time is the length of time it's going to take to get all the way through there again. It would be very late. It took a little over an hour just to get through there then, in the first round. I'm really hoping it's just like one of the older raids. Really hoping. Yeah, I still need to get that clear on too. And Ruby Weapon, oh man, I do need to do it again, to be honest with you. I'd like to get them out. It was one heck of a feat for sure to actually get through it. But Varus, yeah, that's, oh, damn it! What are the odds? Oh, man. What are the odds? Oh, I was really hoping we'd get like some older raid, something we could just breeze through. At least I'm not as rusty this time, I guess. Man, that sucks. I might be able to do, if this doesn't take too long, I could probably do like a trial roulette with the tank. We'll just have to see how I feel about it. Maybe and hopefully we'll have a better run this time around. I can't believe we got it again. Still. Oh my. Nah, jeepers. I might have jinxed. It's okay. I mean, at least we get, oh jeepers, something good out of it. That's the way I'm trying to look at it right now. For the tombstones. Then again, I'm not gonna lie, not to sound negative, but I feel like it's going a little bit slower than the last party that we had. And it's a little scary. Hello, Queen. How are you? How have you been? Glad to hear from you. Jeepers. Why not do this to myself? So I've been watching through the, I don't want to say older, not the Tobey Maguire, which I do like those as a nostalgic point of view, but I feel like, you know, again, I've been watching through a few of the older Spider-Man movies, is what I was actually going to say, and I honestly feel like Andrew Garfield was such a good Spider-Man, and I don't get why he had such a bad rep, or why they wanted to replace him. Well, nice. Hey, congrats, and definitely hope that you have some good luck with the bow there. Seems like a lot of work for sure. Jeepers. My health was too low and I was stuck right in the middle of that. Oh, jeepers. I don't know what side went first. Okay, thank goodness. Whew. Turn the screen at the right time. But yeah, it's call me crazy. Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland's a good Spider-Man. I'm not saying he's a bad one, but I'm feeling like Andrew Garfield might be my favorite version of like actor to play Spider-Man. I just feel like he did such a good job. Which I do know that a lot of it had to do with like the Sony agreements and the licensing, and then, you know, Andrew Garfield being through Sony, and they were trying to get like Spider-Man into the Marvel Cinematic Universe with the Avengers, and Sony in their agreements and everything there was just, it was a little funky. I mean, Tom Holland does a good job though, like I said, but I still feel like Andrew Garfield is probably my favorite Spider-Man so far. You loved Andrew? I feel you, yeah. I mean, like I said, Tom Holland, he does a decent job. He's not a bad Spider-Man. But I agree. I loved Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man so much more. You know, his nostalgia holds it, you know. I like Tobey Maguire, too. I'm not saying I don't. Not my favorite, but I do like him. He was, you know, for me growing up, he was the god to play Spider-Man. But I just feel like Andrew Garfield did such a good job. Yeah, I mean, he was just a good Spider-Man. He played the role so well. He really captured not only just Spider-Man, but that whole Peter, I almost said Peter, the whole Peter Parker aspect. I am way more tired than what I thought I was. But I'm glad I'm not the only one that feels that way. I feel like he was a good Spider-Man. Should you let her sleep? I mean, that's definitely up to you. I know how you feel, though. Like, I'm in debate if I want to do a little bit of roulette after we get this finished, because I've already been on here for quite a while. We've actually already ran this once, but we saw the duty roulette actually needed some DPS, so we decided to jump in here to do this, and ended up doing it twice now in one night. And I'm kind of in the same debate. Like, I don't know if after this, if I want to just get some rest, which I know I need. I got to go back to work tomorrow, but at the same time, I am like less than an inch away from getting my Gunbreaker to 72, and a trial would just knock that right out. It was in a debate, a trial or a dungeon roulette, and the dungeon roulette 100% isn't happening. I'm just gonna be so beat after this. I'm already like very tired. You know, family didn't believe me when he said he wouldn't be a great Spider-Man until they saw him. Oh yeah, I know how that goes. And he really was a great Spider-Man. Like, I definitely mean that. And you know, like I said, I still think Tom Holland is good too. He wasn't Andrew Garfield. Andrew Garfield he hit so many different points. And I know a lot of it had to do with scripting, but as an actor, he did a very good job. Sadly, none of my family actually watches a lot of comic book movies like that. It's mainly just me. Like, my family's... I'm the black sheep of the family. Not that my family doesn't like fantasy things. It's just like, most of my family doesn't get into the whole superhero thing. And I'm big with the superhero, the fantasy, pretty much all of it. I love a good film. Definitely like some good superhero films there. like my girlfriend actually never watched Logan. So I just, like, I couldn't find anywhere to really stream it, so I broke down and just, like, bought it and let her watch it over the weekend, and she loved it. And I'm glad she did as well. I loved Logan. It's not Old Man Logan like a lot of people, like, if you read the comics Old Man Logan, it is not Old Man Logan. But it's still a great film. I love pretty much all the Wolverine films, and I love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I'm going to be sad the day they replace him, which I know inevitably is going to happen one day. He's getting up there in his age, and honestly, he himself has said that he really doesn't want to play Wolverine anymore. He likes playing Wolverine. He loves the role, but it's very taxing on his body, especially with the workout regimen that he has to keep that up. So I can understand. But gosh, they did such a good closing when it came to just, like, ending his chapter as Wolverine in the whole Fox universe of Marvel and the X-Men series and all that. You do like Tom Holland as well? Yeah, like I said, I couldn't say anything bad about Tom Holland. He's a good Spider-Man, he really is. He's more of a whimsical Spider-Man in that sense of a Peter Parker kind of deal. And I agree, he's a good one. I think he does a good job. Especially, a big thing to mention as far as his acting skills. Like, he is, like, an English actor. And, like, he completely hides his accent, which is insane. It's kind of like Hugh Jackman, how I'm pretty sure he's Australian, and he hides his accent every time he plays that role. Which there's nothing wrong with an accent. I don't think I'm saying that. I just think it's impressive when somebody their whole life has like had an accent when they talk, so to speak. You know, somebody would say, I have an accent, and but yeah, he just like completely masked the whole thing to sound like American. At least things got switched up a little bit this time for us. Not much, but a little bit. Still feel like it's going just a tad bit slower than our last run, but it could just be me. More Doctor Strange? Yeah, Doctor Strange is a good film. I really liked it a lot. The thing I think I liked about Doctor Strange so much was, like, I'm a big Inception fan, and I'm a huge Marvel comic books fan, and they did really well with keeping up with, like, pretty accurate things in Doctor Strange as far as his comic books go and, like, his character. But I like the whole, like, take of the films they go with, like, feeling like it's the whole Inception kind of thing, bending reality and everything. It's just, I really like that a lot. They did so good with that. Believe it or not, I still need to watch the last Avengers movie. I still have not watched the last Avengers film. Like, I have all the opportunity to. I've just been trying to, like, have a really empty schedule where I can sit down and basically devote all the time that I need to just, like, process and watch every bit of it. Like, I've watched Infinity Wars, but, like, I haven't seen Endgame. And I have a Disney Plus subscription, so I can watch it. It's just a matter of getting the time to do so, and I still haven't had the chance to do it. I need to and want to so bad. Oh, jeepers. Oh, double jeepers. I wish there was more of a Hulk fan base out there. I'm not saying people don't like Hulk, but I kind of wish we'd have more Hulk movies out there. But it seems like every time they do a Hulk movie, they just do things that fans can't agree with ever. So they basically just kind of like write it off. I don't know if he can really have any more films that will exist outside of like the Avengers realm. Makes me a little sad. I've always really liked the Hulk a lot. Didn't make it. One thing with the Hulk as well, I think most people are kind of just tired of seeing an origin story. I'm still wondering how the Robert Pattinson version of Batman is going to be coming out soon. I finally got to watch The Joker, and I loved it. Oh my god, it was such a good film. But it does definitely make me wonder how Robert Pattinson as Batman will be. And, you know, just the story for that, like, I don't really know what role they're going to take. They always seem to take a different one. I was really hoping that we wouldn't be having another Bruce Wayne origin story, Bruce Wayne startup, which kind of seems like what it's going to be. I was just hoping for maybe a different turn, maybe Azrael coming in, or maybe, like, we would have Terrence come in. That would have been amazing, seeing old Terry out there as Batman. He's from Batman Beyond in like the early 2000s, to anybody that's not familiar with Terry. Just, I don't know, just something different for Batman. It would have been really nice to see. Don't get me wrong, Bruce Wayne is Batman in all of our hearts, but I've been itching for like one of the other takes on Batman for a while now, honestly. It's just mainly like I didn't have a problem with Batfleck. You know, Ben Affleck, I feel like, did a decent job as Batman. Nothing I would hate, so to speak. And I really like Christian Bale. Like, Christian Bale is probably always going to be my favorite Batman. He just did such a good job. To me. A lot of people didn't like him because of his voice and how dark the films were. I get that too. I really do. Especially if you grew up watching, like, Michael Keaton or Val Kilmer, George Clooney, and the Tim Burton versions of the Batman films, which I grew up with those as well. I still like those. They definitely have a soft spot in my heart that I'm always going to love. But I was just really hoping we'd get something a little different this time around. Ah! You're actually tired of seeing Batman, Joker, and Wolverine movies? They are the ones that get spun out the most, so I can see that. I really enjoy them a lot. They were always just kind of my favorite heroes growing up. They always had, like, less of a chance in a lot of ways. I guess not. I mean, they you know they're gonna win. The new Joker film, honestly, was so good. It's not your typical comic book movie at all. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend it. It's definitely, like everybody says, it's more of a psychological film and doesn't really feel like a comic book movie at all. It's like you're literally watching a film about someone who's legitimately crazy. And, I don't know. They made it work. Batman, I really like Batman films, but I'm ready for him to do something new with Batman, like I said. The Justice League was kinda newish, you know, in a different take than what they usually do. They didn't have all the focus on Batman. But I'm ready for just, like, there's so many cool roles in the Batman games, but the movie, or not even the movie, damn, I'm tired. The comic franchise. Again, like Azrael, which was a dark Batman story. A lot of people would probably hate it because Batman's urge to not kill, but Azrael, like, eventually goes insane and honestly starts to think that it's the only way to stop crime, and the only way crime will stop is to just kill him. You also had the other Robins over time, like, there's a version where Dick Grayson and Tim Drake both become Batman at some point, and again, Terry's probably my favorite, where he's literally not a rich kid. He literally just stumbles upon Bruce Wayne's Batcave and just gets a one-in-a-lifetime chance to just try it out, and does a really good job at it. That's what I'd like to see there. So it's a different take on the whole story, not just the same story that we've been fed for years and years and years, just replayed over and over and over by a different actor. And with Wolverine, I mean, we're not gonna have too much more of that anyway. Obviously, with like the direction they're going in right now, he hasn't been practically in much of the newer films. You know, he was in Days of Future Past, but he had like a cameo in First Class. He was in Days of Future Past, not in Apocalypse, and then not even in Dark Phoenix either. So we all know, like, his last thing was Wolverine, or not Wolverine, but Logan, and you know, that was a great film. But it was more like watching a Clint Eastwood film rather than watching an X-Men film, even though it did have the mutant-esque, you know, backstory to it. But, I mean, it's going to be really hard to replace Wolverine. And that's Hugh Jackman, who he would actually like to see take the role on. And he said Tom Holland, and Tom Holland's currently doing Venom, which I also recommend as a film. I was so late to seeing it, but when I finally got to watch Venom, oh my god. Not Tom Holland, but Tom Hardy. You gotta bear with me here. I'm very tired, but Tom Hardy is such a good Venom. Like, oh my god. But yeah, I can relate in a few ways, Rez. When it came to the Joker, I didn't know how I'd feel about watching it, even though I do like the Joker as a villain, which a lot of people don't, which I get why. Like, most people like to see a villain with a reason, and he's not. He exists just to piss Batman off, basically. And I think that's why I like him. He just doesn't have a reason. He's just a bad guy. And it sounds so weird to like somebody like that, but the only reason I like him is just for the sake of liking Batman so much. Like, he knows Batman won't kill him, and he just continues to exist because of that reason. And I don't know, it just sounds so sinister as a villain to have. But I can understand why somebody wouldn't like him, though. I really can. Like, I can ride the fence on that one and just understand completely. Have a great night, Queen, definitely. And thanks for sticking around for a little while. I'm also very tired. I'm not going to be on here too much longer. I am really, really looking forward to the next installment to the Venom series, though. Tom Hardy, just, I really gotta recommend it to anybody that hasn't seen it. I was very late on watching it because I didn't know how I'd feel about watching it and how I'd feel about it. Like, I'm a big comic book junkie, and like, I'm not one of those people where I expect everything to be the same. I understand sometimes in movies and CGI and, you know, sometimes some things in comics don't sell as far to people as it would in a film. So they gotta stretch that out for people who don't read the comic books but maybe a fan to the series in some way, maybe nostalgia from watching cartoons and stuff like that. So I was a little hesitant when it actually came to watching Venom. But oh man, I was so glad when I finally did, because it was just so good. Tom Hardy did such a good job. And I'm a big Tom Hardy fan as well, so I mean, that definitely played into that, but it's so good. I can't wait to see the sequel. I'm also wondering, like, as far as, like, you know, we're in the just, let's, you know, rail off from superhero stuff a little bit, but I'm worried about, in the gist of all things, with this craziness we have going down in the world, I'm wondering how the filming, casting, and scripting, you know, the whole works for the live-action Final Fantasy XIV Netflix TV series has been going. Like, I haven't heard anything about it in so long. It was more or less they basically told it was coming, then no information, and then just like the craziness we have going on in the world right now. It's just, I don't know, it's left me in a weird place of wondering, you know, what to expect, what they're gonna do with it, the whole works of it all, really. This show's probably dead. That's what my fear is as well, honestly. They were choosing a very edgy place to kind of pick up to make the show as well. Like, make it about Sid. Don't get me wrong, I would still watch and probably enjoy parts of it, but it's just a bold place to really pick to make the show. About Sid and Sid's ironworks, and my guess it would be like the rising of it all and how it came to play. That's a bold place to come in randomly with the story, to expect people to watch and be fans of, and on top of that, like, I don't know, very bold. So, Rez, did you ever watch any Arrow? This has been a show that I have jumped in and out of so many times. I've recently restarted it again. And I really gotta say it like that because it's like, I don't know how many times I've restarted and retried and just tried to keep watching the show. I usually always just like have this weird spot where I just stop. I really enjoy it. I really do. It's mostly just like a convenience thing or something else catching my interest for a while and end up giving it a break. But, my goodness. It's a show I keep bringing myself back to watching. I feel like I have a strong love-hate relationship for it. Because I'm not a big fan of CW shows, to be honest with you. No offense to anybody out there with them. It's just, it's scripting to me that usually gets me. And it's one of the things with Arrow that kind of like gets me as well, is scripting a little bit. I do love it while I'm watching it. But, jeepers. I feel like I gotta watch it in segments of my life, though. A very little bit. I feel you. I've never finished the show is one of the reasons I've asked. I don't know anybody that's ever actually finished it either. Or been completely caught. I don't even know if they still make new episodes. I really don't. But I've always wondered if there really is a silver lining into finishing the show. Like, I've tried so many times, but I've dipped out so many times at the exact same time. I've never made it past season 4, I'll give you that, and I think there's like 9 seasons on Netflix. I wish more people on the channel here actually watch Westworld. Oh my god, they just had the season finale for season 3 go down, and I've got literally nobody to talk to about it. That show is a roller coaster of a show. I mean, much like every HBO show, I guess you could say, but my goodness, the way this season ended. I have more questions than I will probably ever get answers, at least for a whole year. I love Westworld so much. It's another show. Like, if you're curious out there, or if you got an HBO subscription, or a friend or family member that will lend you some info to theirs, I recommend it. It is so good. Especially this last season, honestly. The second season, it was okay, you know, it was good, but it was mostly okay, is the best way now to put it. I would have still recommended the show to you, but after watching season 3, oh yeah, season 1, definitely, season 1's worth a watch, even if you don't watch season 2. But if you ever want to watch season 3, you definitely gotta watch season 2, but gosh, it's such a good show. I really am a little sad the way it ended because it was so good, and then they ended it on a cliffhanger. Like a huge cliffhanger. And it kills me when a show does that, especially on the end of a season when you know you gotta wait like a year before you get to get any more details. On a positive note though, I've been watching a lot of videos on the Ultimanium of the current Final Fantasy VII Remake, and it looks like we might be getting, even if we don't get playable Advent Children content, which I'm really hoping we do, and I think we will as long as the game keeps selling the way we all want it to and the way the game devs are planning to do it. It's more so looking like we're going to get some playable Advent Children content, and I'm so stoked for that. But even if not, it looks like they're tying the game in to fit in to that story a little bit more, which also makes me super excited. Because there's a huge gap in a lot of details between Advent Children and the original Final Fantasy VII, where you don't know what the hell is going on. You don't know why the things are going the way they are. I mean, they kind of give you a little bit of a glimpse of as far as like the details, but mostly there's a big gap in a lot of details there. And they're already kind of clarifying things up now with Final Fantasy VII Remake, and even in the Ultimanium, which I've been reading into quite a bit. To be fair, you could say mostly watching into because I can't read Japanese, and I've been just watching a bunch of other people like translate it on Reddit and YouTube and Twitch. Not Twitch, but Reddit and YouTube, sorry. Again, I'm very tired. Bear with me. You watch The Flash and all the Vampire Diaries. You haven't finished? I actually never started The Flash. Is it good? I mean, I know you said you loved it. I guess that's a horrible way to ask you if it's good. I loved it. Is it good? What? I never actually started The Flash, though. I need to give it a whirly-durly. Is it Barry Allen as The Flash in it? Or is it like somebody else that they wanted to use? Or I've never really looked that far into the show. Like, I'm not the biggest Flash fan, but I can't say I dislike the Flash either. I really like the guy that they had in the Justice League film playing. well, in the Justice League film series or era, like in Batman vs Superman toward the end, and then, you know, in the Justice League film, that dude playing Barry Allen was just amazing. I really wish that they would do a little bit more of something with Deathstroke. Like, they've teased it so much and so many things, but they've never actually, like, put him into much of anything. He's always, like, he's in the Arrow, or in Arrow, I know, but not the way I'd really like to see him. Like, his story, they always portray him as a villain, and if you follow him in the comic books, he's much more of an anti-hero than a villain. And I wish they would really get into that, delve specifically part of Deathstroke's life. Maybe one day, I don't know. I'd like to see it happen. So, like, Rez, or anybody else that wants to jump in on the topic of the conversation, if you had to choose, like, I get it, I'm a very strong draw the line, I love Marvel and DC, but do you actually have a preference? Like, I really do, I love Marvel and DC. Marvel sometimes tends to be a little, I couldn't say less realistic, it just doesn't make any sense, they're all superheroes, but I feel like DC goes a darker route, usually. And, so that's how I usually like separate between the two, but I can't say I actually have a favorite, between the two either, though. Instead, I'm a huge Marvel and DC fan. But I'm always interested, you know, asking that question of a lot of people, because a lot of people actually do have those preferences, as far as Marvel or DC. Never been a big DC fan? I feel you. I'm not gonna make it. I didn't make it. But I feel you. Like I said, DC tends to go in a darker route usually than what Marvel does. Not that Marvel doesn't have any dark comic books out there. They've got a few. X-Men, I love X-Men as well. I can relate there. X-Men, it's like always probably always will be my favorite. A lot of the biggest thing for X-Men honestly has to do with like a lot of the characters. It's like a lot more that are relatable, a variety of people that you can like. It's like, I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna say it's like a better version of the Justice League or the Avengers. Like, I like the Avengers, I do. But I like the characters in the X-Men more than I like the Avengers, and I like the... Well, yeah, all of them better than the Justice League. Nothing against the Justice League, I still like them too, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't like them. Definitely like the X-Men more than all of them, though. I love that they had Deadpool in that universe as well when they made the Deadpool films. Oh shit. That's not good. We did not make it in time. That is a whop. That sucks. I was hoping this was gonna go a little faster than the last one, and no bueno. Ah, jeepers. You like the concept of X-Men where you have these superpowered people who are absolutely hated for having superpowers? It's very true. I think you would like a lot of the other spin-off X-Men things too. A lot of them, they have like X-Force. It's a little bit of a darker appeal to it all. It's the same thing, but it's people who had to suffer a lot more than a lot of the X-Men did, or even New Mutants, which I'm not the biggest up to date on New Humans or New Mutants. Sorry, God, I'm tired, but I feel ya. I do like that concept as well. It's not your classic, you're the superheroes and we love you. It's more of they're the superheroes who are saving the world, and everybody's like, oh, we don't want you to, stop. And they're just like, well, if we don't, you're gonna die. I just noticed that we had 3 summoners in our alliance. I mean, it's a little late to notice, but wow. It's going a little bit better. As long as we don't run in the same random mistake as last time, we're good. So Rez, any predictions on the next portion of your Dark Apocalypse raid tier? I remember Steven coming in on the chat a few days ago and was mentioning something about like the puppets, and I'm trying to remember what exactly he was talking about with it, but I don't remember. Oh yeah, much better, even though I'm damn near dead. Placement on these attacks was horrible. But yeah, it's been something I've been actually thinking about a little bit, like which portion of things they'll actually try to delve into next. Handsome Cruz, what's up? Hey, Circus. Yeah, I remember like the last portion of the story that said that, but I wonder what parts of it they'll actually use. But Handsome Cruz, hey, thanks for the lurk, and good luck with the stream going on. But yeah, oh jeepers. And I just now saw that you message over on Twitch as well, and it's going pretty good. I'm very tired, did not mean to be on as late, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'm wondering like what portion of the circus they'll actually want to use. And like what else after that, you know? Like I wonder if we'll end up like it's only going to be in 3 parts. And it makes me wonder if we're going to end up seeing like the passive robots. And yeah, I brought the robots back. But yeah, it makes me wonder if we'll see like Pascal and other pacifist robots and things like that. That'd be very interesting. Like I know it's not just gonna be circus. It's like, you know, like even with the first part there in everything in Dark Apocalypse. I mean, the best way to look at it is there's so much of it there that they didn't just use the first portion of the game. They used different parts of the first portion of the game. And that's what really has me curious about a lot of it, is like what other portions would they want to put in there? Like maybe the passive robots, or maybe, I don't know, just the circus. It just didn't seem like there was enough there to make a whole raid tier about it in a game like this. That could just be me, and they could throw all kinds of loops in there, but we already had a lot of those bosses in the first tier there from the circus as well. So I'm just wondering what else they could add. Them damn robots, let me tell you. Ah, jeepers. Sprint, you little lava fella man, move those little legs! Ah! I've got a thingy! Run away from me, don't stick with me! Ah, jeepers. These were at the end. Didn't go quite as well as the first round tonight in here. Still regret that we went a second round, but at least we got some decent perks from it. I definitely, I hate to, but I got to. I've got to take a very quick restroom break though. It will be the last of the night, so don't worry. So give me a moment. I'm gonna take a very quick restroom break, and I will be right back. I really liked Legion a lot, Rez. And I get what you're saying as far as like the direction of the Dark Apocalypse. I would honestly like to see that. And it does make sense, honestly, especially knowing that they still have to introduce Adam and Eve, or a lot of it won't make sense. But a part of me is wondering if they'll introduce, what is it, A2? I'm sorry, I'm tired. It's been a little while. Yeah, A2. I'm wondering if they'll introduce her into all this. Like, we have 2P, but we had non-S. It makes me wonder if we'll have A2 as well. But yeah, Legion. I actually really enjoyed Legion a lot. I feel like it was kind of underrated, to be honest with you. Because I didn't really hear many people see it or talk about it or anything like that. And before I actually start this, do you actually want to do the trial roulette? I'm really hoping that it's still for tank. Yeah. If you don't want to, it's fun. I can run it really quick, but I do want to do it before I get out of here. I'm like this close from being 72. That close. Oh man. If they did do that, I hope they do it right. But a cool thing I always thought about Legion was, it's kind of spoilery for anybody that hasn't watched it. Sorry, I want to talk about it though. And I'm not going to ruin it for you, Rez, but the thing I liked about Legion was, one, the main character that they used for it, for specific reasons, obviously. If you've been watching it, you probably already know whose son he is. But also, like, the things going on in his head in WoW. Like, if you watched, even if you didn't read the X-Men comic books, if you watched, like, the X-Men series from the 90s, like, he is a understudy mega boss tier villain. That I say understudy because he was just never taken as seriously as he should. He went on for a little while, but oh my god, he is just. I love the fact that they used him though. Like, you had to be a fan to get that whole arc of going there in Legion. Like, there's a lot of new things they introduced, like a different psychological level that made it easy to just jump in on. But if you were a fan of X-Men, especially back in the 90s, oh man, there's just like a whole dump truck load of really cool Easter eggs that's all throughout that show. Audrey Plaza really steals the show. Yeah, she is a really good actress. I can say that as well. I like most of the things she's in. Most powerful mutant to ever exist. Yeah. Really, really good stuff goes on in Legion. Like I said, if you grew up in the 90s watching a lot of that stuff, oh man, just the Easter eggs are so good in that show. And you're making me want to go back and watch it again, which isn't a bad thing. I really hope we get somewhere pretty easy. There's a lot of characters in a lot of those shows I'd really like to see. Have you actually tried to watch Marvel's Runaways any? Like, I feel like, by the things you've told me, it might be a show you might really be able to get into. I've loved Marvel's Runaway. I've not caught up on the latest season that's out, sadly. I've wanted to. Been a little slow about it, but I love that show. I wonder if this guy wants me to main tank. Looks like it. Okay, here we go.
Let the rebels begin! The seas part, for we alone. The seas part, for we alone.
Somebody will ask me a question. I feel ya. Hopefully one day I can answer it. But, Rez, honestly, if you get the chance to watch Marvel's Runaways, I think you'd really enjoy it. Oh, jeepers, I died.
The seas part, for we alone.
No bueno. Honestly, got so caught up checking out
How
my chat and
heart
health.
sing in the chaos.
Sometimes I'm toxic to myself. I wonder if this guy's picking up the sword. What are you doing, guy?
Wild and pure and forever free.
I'm picking up the sword. I'm picking up the sword. Maybe not. Maybe he is. Yeah, he's picking it up. Okay, I was going to. Be honest with you. I gotta get back into my tanking shoes. It's been so long. Kinda like messing it up a little bit, to be honest with you. If you haven't noticed. It's just not it's not my main class for sure. I mean, I'd be sad if it was. But,
Rejoice!
yeah, I definitely gotta get back in the groove of it all. Which is a big thing tonight and tomorrow's stream as well. Just me trying to get back in the groove of all this. I've been on Final Fantasy VII Remake so long.
I salute you.
I've really got myself out of the groove for a lot of the content on here.
Earth and stone at our beck and call. The seas part, for we alone.
I don't know why I just used that. Earth and stone at our beck and call. The seas, such ferocity. Good tell. Whew. What a top. It's been a while, Susano. Finally got to level 72 as well. Yeah, I'll give it to the other tank. Why not? That was fun. Whew. And thank you for the player accommodation. Oh, but with that, I am definitely calling it a night. I'm very tired. I'm gonna check it out tonight. I think you'd like it, honestly. It's if the best way I know how to put it, it's like Marvel's Teen Titans. That's like the best way I know how to put it. Like, it's nothing like DC's Teen Titans, but it has those feels. It's like the best way I know. But the production value on it was really nice. The scripting on it was really nice. They don't really have any actor you've probably ever heard of. I don't really know about that. It was kind of like... Actually, there's a couple in it. There's a couple in it you've heard of before, probably, honestly. So, yeah, I can see that pretty effortlessly. But, again, I gotta call it here tonight. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I've got to go to work tomorrow, so I gotta get some rest. But I'm glad that I could jump in here to Final Fantasy XIV and spend almost 3 hours in here running this content, even though we did the same thing twice. Thanks, Raid Roulette. But, Death Battle has a new Obi-Wan. Yeah, I saw that earlier. I want to watch it, but at the same time, I'm a little afraid to. Like, mainly just because it seems like they really, really favor the Naruto characters. And, I've never been the biggest Naruto fan, so I really can't relate. I know they have a lot of signs on it. I might watch it tonight, though, to be honest with you. I'm in debate. I just don't want to see Obi-Wan Kenobi die. I really enjoyed the one with Sephiroth and Virgil, though. I was super surprised at the end, and I really enjoyed it. But, yeah, I don't know. I'll have to watch it, probably. I probably will. I mean, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. The Naruto stuff's usually what gets me. I feel like they tend to go in the Naruto characters' favor a little bit sometimes. But again, I never really watched the show, so I can't really have too much of a comparison to a few of those. I am a big Obi-Wan Kenobi fan, though, so I'll probably end up watching it. But, again, I really need to get out of here, though. I'm very tired. And again, I'm pretty hungry. And, again, I got work tomorrow. So, I do thank you, everybody that was watching tonight. And Rez, thank you for jumping in here and helping out with the stuff. Maybe you can jump in tomorrow. If not, totally understandable. I will be back on here on Final Fantasy XIV tomorrow, doing some more content. Maybe doing a little bit more with a Gunbreaker. And, you know, kind of like getting back into the groove of things again. Just really trying to do a lot of that. I'm feeling like I need to do some Gunbreaker quests. Honestly, I feel like I'm behind on those, so I might look at that tomorrow. I don't know, we'll see. I definitely will be doing some more roulette and stuff like that, maybe some more raids. Definitely need to get some more tombstones for my summoner to get some more gear. But, and good night to you as well, Rez, and good night to everybody that was watching on YouTube and Twitch. I definitely appreciate it, and to all the support from YouTube and Twitch as well, and everybody that, you know, thank you so much to all the subscribers on YouTube and all the members and all of the followers on Twitch and all the subscribers there and all the Patreon support. I definitely appreciate every single one of you. You definitely help me out on the channel quite a bit with so many things, and it's really awesome to have that support. And again, tomorrow I will be doing more Final Fantasy XIV, but Wednesday night, if you're curious about it. I will be streaming then too. I'll be streaming all week long. I am going to take a break Saturday, but I'm going to be streaming this Friday. And Wednesday, I'm going to be doing Fallout 76, doing a deep dive into that as far as I can after work. And then on Thursday, doing another Final Fantasy, not 7, but Final Fantasy 14. And then again, on Friday, I'll be streaming. And I'll be doing more Fallout 76, trying to go even farther into that story. I'm very excited to do it, very excited to get further into the... I'm a little behind, but I'm very excited to play Wastelanders. I loved Fallout 76, but it did feel like it was missing something as far as a Fallout 70, or a Fallout game. I was about to say Fallout 70. I'm sorry, I'm tired. But I am going to get out of here, and again, I will be back on here tomorrow doing more Final Fantasy 14. So thank you all so much for watching, and thank you all for all the support. But with that being said, I am out of here. I'm very tired, and I can't wait to jump back in here and see you all again next time. But thank you so much for watching, and to anybody that was watching the Final Fantasy 7 remake videos and wondering what happened with that, I did finish the game. There's all the streams over on YouTube and the playlist. You can just check it out there if you're ever curious about it all. I'm not going to be doing any more of those streams. Everything else that's trophy based, I'm going to be doing on my own time. I'm just trying to take it easy and take it slow and enjoy it. But I do have the full story stream on YouTube if you're curious about that. And all of Fallout 76 if you're curious about that as well. Maybe you want to catch up. There's a lot of videos, so it's going to be hard. So grab a snack and get ready for that one if you do try. But a lot of Fallout 76 videos are on there already as well if you're curious about any of my playthrough already. And I'll be jumping back into my immediate progress basically and jumping into Wastelanders on Wednesday, not tomorrow. It's already technically Wednesday for a lot of people, but maybe. Anyway, I don't know. Tom's weird. But anyway, not tomorrow night, but the night after, I'll be doing Fallout 76 tomorrow night, some Final Fantasy 14. I'll explain it all tomorrow night as well. But thank you all so much for watching. Good night. Take it easy. Have fun. And hopefully you can catch me next time. And if you can't, I totally understand. I love seeing everybody here when they can make it. And I definitely appreciate it to everybody that can and does. And I'm going to be trying to get out some more videos pretty soon of some vlogs and some road videos as well of some things. I've kind of halted about that a little bit with all this craziness going on in the world. It's been a little bit harder to get a lot of that content out, but I'll be trying to do a little bit more of that pretty soon. But thank you so much for watching. Take it easy, have fun, and until next time, see you, Space Cowboy. I'm out of here.